What's up, YouTube? It's Heretic here, and today is Tuesday. Welcome back. Today we are looking at another deck that has previously been available to us throughout most of the last year in both standard and expanded format, but now going into the new standard format rotation, Primal Clash and on. I think this is actually one of the decks that has probably gotten the most hype, along with Mega Rayquaza, which we looked at a couple weeks ago. And that is Mega Mewtwo with Shrine of Memories. Now, you might remember about a year ago, Xander Bennett and I did a proxy match, future formatting, before the release of Breakthrough. We did Mega Mewtwo without Shrine of Memories, because I wasn't smart enough to realize that you should do that. And he played Pikachu-EX Raikou Magnezone, which is something I'd like to make work in the new standard, but haven't been able to quite crack that one just yet. If someone's found a way to make that work, feel free to let me know. But for now, I can't make that thing go right just yet. But we're going to look at Mewtwo today. So our primary attacker here is Mega Mewtwo, the Mega Mewtwo-Y, more specifically Psychic Infinity for 2 colorless energy, dealing 10 damage plus 30 more damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So it's like Super X-Ball. The one downside, of course, is that this attack's damage is not affected by weakness, but you are still affected by resistance and other effects. So all the negatives come in, but you don't get the one positive of hitting for weakness, which in a way I guess is good because you don't get ridiculous Mewtwo wars then. But anyway, you're going to find that that's not the only attack we're going to be able to take advantage of. So 210 HP is, I guess, not terrible for a Mega. It's probably the lowest that I would want to have to deal with for a Mega Evolution, but you know, it's not like he's a Primal or something. But given the attack you get, I think I can be okay with the 210 HP. Now we have the basic Mewtwo-EX, which plays a pretty big role in here. We play the red one. I just call them by their color backgrounds, red and blue. So this guy has Shatter Shot for 1 Psychic Energy, which does 30 damage times the amount of Psychic Energy attached to himself. I guess if you had 3 Psychic on him, you could one-shot an opposing Mewtwo just like that, or anything else that's weak to Psychic that isn't a Mega. But the big attack here is Damage Change for 2 Psychic and a colorless, allowing you to exchange the number of damage counters on this guy with the number of damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. So the big deal here is, of course, when you take a big hit from something that has no damage on it, you just basically transfer all that damage over to them. And effectively, you know, perform a max potion on yourself at the same time without losing your energy. Now, without Mega Evolving, the 170 becomes a little easier to hit than the 210, but we can actually take advantage of using Damage Change with the 210 HP Mega Mewtwo-EX thanks to Shrine of Memories, this stadium card that allows every evolved Pokemon in play to use any attack from its previous evolutions, as long as it still has the necessary energy, of course. So that means that Mega Mewtwo-EX now has access to Psychic Infinity as well as Shatter Shot and Damage Change. And while Shatter Shot isn't going to be too big of a deal, Damage Change is a huge deal because it in effect forces your opponent to one-shot Mega Mewtwo-EX, or we'll just send the damage right over to their Pokemon instead and heal ourselves. So that's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty solid combo. Previously in Standard, this wasn't good because Night March and Pumpkaboo hitting for weakness and all that stuff that just isn't good for Mewtwo. But with that terror gone from the format, this deck can really finally take its step into the spotlight and shine. So we've got the 4-3 Mewtwo line. We've got 1 Hoopa to search out our EXs. I guess if you really wanted, you could try to attack with him. Probably wouldn't recommend that, though. And then we've got 2 Shamans for our draw power. And then, because stuff like Greninja and Volcanion potentially, or maybe Yanmega could create an awkward matchup, we run a 2-2 Garbodor line. Garbodor, same as always, Garbotoxin. If it has a Pokemon tool attached to it, it takes away the abilities of every Pokemon except for the ability Garbotoxin. So that's pretty darn powerful, of course, just as it has been since the original Garbotoxin version of Garbodor was printed in Dragons Exalted back in August of 2012. Still a force to be reckoned with, and really, in my opinion, an absolute necessity in a deck like this. And especially with no tool removal in terms of items, supporters, anything like that in the format, you can arm the Garbodor. There's only a couple of random attacks that you can use that on on seldom played Pokemon that can discard Pokemon tools anymore. And of course, even if your opponent did try to do that, the attack would then end their turn, and you could just attach another Pokemon tool. So, Garbodor is pretty darn good right now. However, he doesn't really rule the format with an iron fist, because there are a lot of decks like this one that can operate without abilities, especially after the first turn or two. So, we'll go forward into our items here. Let's cover our 4-ofs right away. Ultra Ball and VS Seeker. I shouldn't really need to do much explanation there. 4 copies of each. Pretty straightforward. 3 Trainer's Mail. This is one of the few decks this week where we actually do have the space for Trainer's Mail. So, by all accounts, 3 Trainer's Mail. I know it's not 4, but, you know, it's the 4th Trainer's Mail is oftentimes the first thing that gets cut. And 3 is still a pretty solid number. So, just being able to reach for more stuff more quickly is pretty solid, obviously, and helps out with the one-of supporters and stuff like that that we have in the deck. So, obviously, really just a consistency booster, not really much else to say about that. Next, we have 2 Mega Turbo. So, if you Ultra Ball or Sycamore away a basic Psychic Energy, you can use this to accelerate it onto Mega Mewtwo, or if you have your first one get knocked out, say, maybe then you can just use Mega Turbo to bring more energy back and make your Psychic Infinity attack even bigger. So, again, just a really helpful thing to have going. We also have 1 copy of Escape Rope, a card that, like I said yesterday, I think this card still has a ton of utility. So, I think there's really no reason not to play it, since we would probably be playing a Switch anyway. And then 1 Super Rod in case we lose too many Mega Mewtwo's or something else we need early game, or if we need to get a couple things back late game. Just an all-around good card. So we'll go ahead and get into our supporters here. 4 Sycamores, again, that's pretty basic. And 4 Ns, like I said yesterday, no Battle Compressor. Even with the 3 Trainer's Mails, I do like the idea of just playing the full suite of 4 N. I guess you could cut an N for the 4th Trainer's Mail, but I would rather have the extra hard copy, just for just for consistency purposes, really. We have 2 Lysanders next. Because, you know, again, without Compressor, I don't really feel comfortable with very many decks dipping down to 1 Lysander unless we're kind of running a half-assed turbo engine. And we'll see that at least once later this week. But for now, 2 Lysanders hanging on there. 1 Pokemon Ranger. This is mainly to deal with stuff like Regice and Glaceon-EX should they continue to see play. If not, you could even consider cutting this and just leaving the Escape Rope. But for now, I like the Ranger. It can also be useful in a pinch against Giratina, where you can take away, maybe they lock you out of Pokemon tools before you can arm a Garbodor. You can Ranger that away, arm your Garbodor, and then proceed to hit them with Mega Mewtwo, because they would then lose their Renegade Pulse ability and become vulnerable once again to Mega Evolution attacks. And Giratina takes a lot of energy, so if you get a Psychic Infinity off on it, even with just 2 energy, chances are you're killing it, as they would need a Fighting Fury Belt to survive that. Finally, we have 1 copy of Olympia. Again, this is just a card that I'm using mainly for its VS Seeker compatibility. There's really no other reason to play it, as I'm not too afraid of Vileplume at the moment. But really, this is just kind of one of those cards that, due to VS Seeker, I'm really liking at the moment, like I said. So, just a nifty little way to switch out your Pokemon if need be. And recoverable, of course. Next, we're looking at 3 Shrine of Memories. This is the card that obviously lets Mega Mewtwo use the basic Mewtwo-EX's damage change attack, as well as Shatter Shot, and a very, very powerful card in this deck. Just remember that your opponent will be able to take advantage of it as well, so if you're going up against another Mega deck or any other kind of evolution deck, just remember what attacks they have on their lower evolutions, as they will have access to them then. Otherwise, I mean, I don't really think there's anything else lower evolution attack-wise that's going to be really devastating. I think damage change really is the big one in the game right now. But it's just something to remember. Honestly, you could try to find room for a parallel city in here too. Just a 4th stadium, and also something to deal with Rayquaza. Right now, I think this deck can actually go toe-to-toe with Rayquaza just the way it is. But if you want a little more insurance, you could definitely try to drop an N or a Trainer's Mail, or even one of the 3 shrines to try to get a parallel city in there to help you out in that specific matchup. And then finally we have 3 float stones. These are mainly for Garb. In matchups where you don't need the Garbodor, you could just use them on Hoopa and Shaman just so they don't get Lysandered up and stuck there. And then 3 Spirit Links. I guess you could probably very easily cut the 3 Trainers Mails and you could add a Parallel City, a 4th Mewtwo Spirit Link, and then maybe like another Mega Turbo or something, you know, pretty much whatever. So you could kind of just do stuff that way, or another energy. But I find the 4-3 line with 3 links is usually enough, because most of the time you're only going to need 2 Mewtwo's throughout the course of a game. If you do need 3, it's not too tough to get them out. Because you have 4 of the basic Mewtwo's, and a lot of times you're going to get 2 of them early when you if you open them, you know, assuming you get an Ultra Ball early on for Hoopa, and just start pulling basic Mewtwo's, you can have them on your bench then, and you just attach the Spirit Links when you get them. So that's all the trainer cards. We have 4 double colorless, of course, for easy compatibility and massive damage output with Psychic Infinity. And then we have 6 basic Psychic, just to round out our energy. And, of course, for Mega Turbo and the obvious attack cost for damage change. Don't really have to explain that. But that is our Mega Mewtwo Garbodor Shrine of Memories list. And so we're going to go ahead and take this into a couple of games and see if we can duplicate yesterday's results with Darktina Garb and take this thing to at least a 2-0, maybe a 3-0 record. So let's get going. Fire and water. Okay.
That is definitely a ginger.
Maybe it's... no. I was going to say maybe it's Owen, but it's not. Okay, so... Mulligan. You know, I must have played a bunch of games earlier with this thing and just kept hitting like Night March and stuff that isn't going to be around post-rotation, and I swear I opened a Mewtwo every time, and now I can't do it to save my life. Goodness gracious. In before Hoopa opening. Oh my god, come on. Okay, I'm gonna need an N with that. Okay, there we go.
The deck actually listened to you.
Yeah, I even got the N.
Increíble.
Alright, so he's got 3 mole draws.
Who's going first?
Me.
Oh. Huh.
2 Flareons and an
my
Entei.
God.
Alright. I can do that. I'm actually gonna save the Hoopa, I think.
I hate that artwork so much.
Yeah, it's creepy. Mari, come play with us.
God, it's awful.
It's creepy.
If they just made the eyes smaller, it would have been fine.
Alright, so double colorless. I'll just save everything else. Shaman, or N. Okay.
Well, you can go and you can get that Hoopa and that Shaman back.
I mean, heck, I could ultra... yeah. I could play almost 3 Ultra Balls next turn if I'm discarding my targets, which is just stupid. So he's going to play Remoraid down. He's going to actually Max Elixir to the Entei. I mean, I guess he could just bring the energy up to the active. Hopefully he doesn't have compressor shenanigans going on here. Hopefully this is a post-rotation list. That would be a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, but it's
play the same format, but you know, who else besides me is really doing that right now? Everybody else is just like Battle Compressor.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah, because it's broken. Oh, that was actually a really good draw. Wow.
Thanks, bro.
Hit Shrine, Trubbish, Spirit Link, and Hoopa. That's like... I don't think I could have really... I mean, maybe... You know, I'd like to say maybe a second Spirit Link, but I really don't know what I would take over that. Or what I would swap out for that, because we haven't got an energy.
An Octillery.
I mean, I guess they could have given us a Deuce instead of a Psychic, but can't have everything. Oh, okay, so here's the... He's gonna do the Team Magma thing. Alright, no attack, we're good. Oh, there's another energy, okay. Trubbish, Spirit Link, Yeah, yo, my hoopa.
Government hoopa.
Mega. Let's get another regular one out. Yeah, that sounds good.
The hoopa says, "Who needs Bridget?"
Yeah, it doesn't work so well. Can you imagine Pokemon Collector though? I mean, it's pretty much what Hoopa just did. Okay, so if we attach that, we're doing not enough. We'd be 10 short. Get that stupid stadium out of here. Hey, Shaman, you want to help me?
Use X-Ball.
Give me a... I wish. Give me a double colorless. You didn't do that. Now I wish I would have gotten another Mega. Get our Pokemon tools for pretty much everything. Double colorless, yo. Targets for Mega Turbo there. Yeah! Whee! And... Splat! Goes the Flareon. Yeah! Psychic Infinity for way too much. Olympia and Trainer's Mail off the prizes. Not too shabby. Takes away Lysander stall possibilities, which is pretty good. Okay. So there's a Max Elixir. Failed. There's the Magma camera up, so he can bring an energy onto that and then flash fire it up to his Flareon.
I like to fire it up.
I hate that song. That's an abomination to Disturbed as a band.
Bite your tongue.
I'm sorry, but that song is terrible. That's Nickelback material.
Go shove your face in the cat litter box. How dare you?
I'm sorry. The band is still the band, but that song is awful.
Since when do I jest about your bands that you like?
You've made raspberries at many of my favorite songs.
Stitched Up Hearts, more like Stitched Up Farts.
Yeah, I can go with I can work with that. For the record, you liked that song.
Meh.
Okay, so we're gonna get N down to 4. Alright, that's cool. Got a VS Seeker. Get Sycamore back. Can also put a Floatstone on Hoopa. Sounds good. So he's just gonna put energy on the bench now rather than the active because Mega Mewtwo just does Mega Mewtwo things.
Because he's smartyful.
And if we hit another double colorless, it's gonna be hilarious. That will be truly glorious to be able to lay down.
And then he plays Stardust and Enhanced Hammer and Zero Sick.
Okay, I don't know why he just brought that energy up to his Flareon. Has he not played a... Oh no, he played an N. I was just going to say Blacksmith, but he played an N. So that just doesn't work. I'm trying to understand here exactly what's going... Okay. Alright, yeah, I was wondering there for a moment. Alright, so he's just going to scoop it up. I mean, that Mewtwo pretty much had the game on lockdown. So you can kind of see just the raw power of Psychic Infinity when there's no psychic types that do like 200 plus damage and hit for weakness. Pumpkaboo! Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and do another game. A Rainbow Road, maybe?
Dude, I like your kicks. Is that what the kids call them these days? Kicks?
That's what Foster the People calls them at the very least.
I'm in with the hip crowd. I'm down with the young kids. We be jammin'.
Christ.
You mean Mew?
Basically, yeah. Arceus is God, Mew is Jesus, Mewtwo is Judas.
Never really understood why you said Mew, but you know.
Hey, look, Rainbow Road. Oh, he's playing the dual type Bisharp that just doesn't scare me at all. Volcanion, yo.
It should scare ya.
But it doesn't.
Oh, but it should.
Let's see. Locking abilities probably won't do much.
Hey. What do you say to a Bisharp in a tuxedo?
You Bisharp?
You're sharply dressed. Me. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Actually, I am. That was really bad.
Okay, so we're gonna bring out the Ringmaster and put some stuff on the board.
The One Ring to get 3 EXs.
pretty much. He's the ringmaster, he's the bartender, you know, it just kind of flows for Hoopa. And I really hope he doesn't just turn 190 me. Of course, if he doesn't play Volcanion, he needs Skyfield, which is still a thing, so... Yeah, we'll pass. And hope that we can just go Psychic Infinity Splat on our next turn. Okay, so there's the Fairy Energy. We'll see an Ultra Ball here, discarding a Super Rod and an N. So I'm guessing we're going to see a Sycamore or maybe a Shaman. Okay, there's a Shaman. Hey, it's like a free KO if we can never manage to Lysander it up.
A Shaman.
So, set up for 4. What do you got? Okay, so he's just gonna Lysander up a different Mewtwo. Okay. I mean, we could just put a Float Stone on it. That's really not too big a deal. Mega Evolution, yo. Let's put a Float Stone up there. Let's put the Shrine of Memories in play, and we'll play a Sycamore.
If you're sick,
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, we don't need to put a double colorless. We can just do that. Alright, so, Psychic Infinity. Get out of here, Xerneas. I only like you when I'm playing you. Not when I'm playing. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna do one more, because he just scooped right there. So, that was, kind of anticlimactic. So, we're gonna play a third game. Okay, so Psychic, Fighting, Colorless stuff. Probably some big fighting deck that runs Hoopa. That'd be my guess, you know, fighting types, Hoopa, Shaman. Seems about right. Regirock, Zygarde. Alright, so I guess we'll put the Mewtwo there and kind of have a bad hand. And maybe our opponent will be a very generous person and play an N. Okay, so we need Garbodor. Regirock, alright. And he's gonna play a Sycamore instead.
Jerk.
He even had an N in hand and he didn't play it.
Oh, you'll probably have to go the Shaman route.
Yeah, which means I probably have to discard one of those Mega Mewtwo's. That sucks.
I'd do the other Ultra Ball and...
I don't know, one of these.
Maybe a Float Stone.
I mean, I could play that. Probably just gonna go get the Hoopa.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Oh, what the heck is that?
Wait, what'd I miss?
I top decked another Mega. Alright, so if we do that, then we're gonna see that our Float Stone is Float Stone, that our Super Rod is prized. Okay, maybe not. Well, that's at least good. Alright, well, let's grab the Hoopa. So he can go on the bench. We can go find 2 Mewtwo's and a Shaman. Alright, so Float Stone over here. Mewtwo. Mewtwo. Energy. Set up for 4. Actually not terrible. Wow. Alright. I can do that. I think I'm realistically just gonna sit on this, because if he really decides he wants to end, then he can just be my guest.
Be my guest. Be my guest. Play that end and I don't care.
So one of his Regirocks is gonna get a Float Stone, and we're gonna see another Sycamore here. So Skylo, some energy, that stuff, yeah. 2 Escape Ropes in his discard pile. Okay. So a couple of Zygardes. We see a Fighting Fury Belt, so 230. Definitely not a number we can't hit. So we're going to see a couple energy probably go onto that belted Zygarde here. 60 damage from... Wait. 20... Oh, yeah, he's got 2 Regirocks. Oh, geez, 2 strong energies, too. Wow. Alright, so Spirit Link, Mega. Just leave the punching bag up front since we don't exactly have,
Sorry, Mewtwo.
we don't exactly have a way to help it out. And I'll give him the +3 on the end because I need new cards. We do have an... Oh, we don't have an energy in there. Suck. Okay. I guess that's the turn. So we're probably just going to take 60 more, and he's going to accelerate more energy to another Zygarde, or the same one, I don't know. Probably the other one. And then they both just be one attachment away from just blowing the whole world up. So he fails a trainer's mail. Let's see. Scorched Earth. Okay. Need a Lysander so I can make damage change plays. Hopefully he doesn't hit the Lysander. That would be less than ideal. Prof letter? Okay. 2 more fight. Okay, so his max elixirs, assuming... Actually, we don't know if this guy runs max elixirs. Probably doesn't, actually. I don't think I would. Because I was going to say, if he does, they're probably not too useful at this point. But we're going to see 2 more energy. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and accelerate onto the second Zygarde there. And, oh, God. Why? What is with it? God, you're going to make me play the freaking N here. You know what? I just don't care. Just... Energy. Just play this stupid Sycamore. Okay. If I play the Escape Rope, he probably just brings up the floating Regirock or the other Carbink. So, Trubbish can go chill out right there. And we're just going to let this thing die. Oh, he played a Skyfield. On the plus side, it actually does look like he's playing a post-rotation deck. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to see a Hoopa. So, 2 more Regirocks? Like, I could totally see that. We do have 2 Lysanders in our hands. Pretty nifty. Regirock and 2 Shaymins. Not sure why he pulled 2 Shaymins from the deck when he's only going to have space for 1. Oh, I guess he just does plan on playing 2. But then why would you... I don't know. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to let him play. Alright, so there's an Ultra Ball. Discarding a Skyfield and a Fighting Energy. So he's going to have a pretty loaded board. Notice he didn't grab a Zygarde, but he puts the second Shaymin down here. And he's going to play an N, which really isn't the worst thing, I guess. We still get the Garbodor. We've still got an N of our own. We got a VS Seeker. We got a Trainer's Mail. We got an Energy. So we can definitely do some
Colress.
Oh, he just found a Lysander. We're going to have to N him right back. And yeah, Colress would be glorious right now.
Why you know Colress?
Colress for, let's see, it'll be 4B12.
Just for all of them.
Okay, so we're going to bring the floating Koopa up front.
It's always been my goal.
Colress for 16.
Full Skyfield, yeah, Colress.
Alright, so let's try to find a Floatstone. That's not going to happen. I'll grab the Ultra Ball. Okay, so we're going to put Garb into play here. And we're going to Ultra Ball away. Let's see. Oh, the options we've got here. We're going to Ultra Ball away the Garb and...
Synergy. You've only played... I mean, how many Mega Turbos do you play?
2, I think.
Yeah, just do the energy.
Alright, and we have no valid targets. Okay.
Oh.
So...
I lied. You shouldn't have done that.
That's whatever. So I think we probably have to end him down then here. Try to get rid of that Lysander he's sitting on. That is really just not welcome in this game. Oh, second Shaman, why do you have to be prized? We did hit the Super Rod, if that's of interest. Why does my hand have to suck? Yeah, whatever. I'm not even gonna bump Skyfield.
I dub your hand Hoover. For it sucks.
I just think it's bad.
Not even a little chuckle. Come on. There you go. Now you don't have to sleep on the couch. I'm mentally thumbs downing.
Oh god, he redrew his freaking Lysander, didn't he? Nope, he didn't. Okay. Yes, bring your Zygarde up. That is exactly what I wanted you to do.
Zygarde. Zygarde is up.
Oh, he put a power memory on the other one.
Wow.
Interesting.
Huh.
All of a sudden, I find myself looking for a Lysander again.
I didn't know people actually played those.
I didn't either. Interesting.
But there you go.
So we're going to take a Land's Wrath here. So yeah, our Hoopa's dead. That's fine. No problem.
The Wrath of Land.
Okay, so we'll bring out that one. We might just end up ending him again here if we can't. Cause I don't think we can hit a Lysander. So we're going to put the Stadium down. He's going to discard 2 Shamans and a Hoopa off his bench. And yeah, and that actually is going to kill me because he's got these stupid things here. So we need to find a Pokemon tool.
Yeah, you do.
So we can shuffle in an Energy and the 2 Mewtwo's, I think. Oh wait, it's not over here. Send all those back. Okay, we'll do that. And let's go find another Mewtwo. Thin the deck out. Put that on the bench. Play an N. You want to give me a Float Stone? Yeah, you do.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's make that not one-shot us.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Because otherwise we would just lose, and that's that's bad.
Left.
We don't want that to happen. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not enough. We're gonna take a really big hit too. So Psychic Infinity, I suppose, for a lot, but 10 short and rip no tool removal this format. Okay, so he's gonna put a Float Stone on his other Regirock here. Let's see if he chooses to retreat. I mean, if he can get the knockout, then by all means. Because he can lay, what, 170 on us with that attack. Oh, I wish it was 180. And he's... Does he not have a Lysander in here? Guess not. He's gonna go find one instead. He's like, excuse me while I go search my deck for game next turn.
Excuse me while I verse Seeker in.
Yeah, pretty much. Excuse me while I bring an N back from my discard pile to shuffle that Lysander back into your deck.
Yeah, you have fun. Good luck getting that Lysander.
He doesn't have that many cards in his deck, although that part does kind of suck.
Seems like it just plays the one, though.
Okay, now we can get cute here if we want to. Let's see, what do we got left in terms of our Lysanders? We got 1 Seeker, and we got both of our Lysanders haven't been used. So
yeah, you just shuffled one back with that N.
We could actually bounce the Shaman to knock him out. And then bring up the Garb. So we'll retreat to Shaman. And we'll do a Sky Return. Okay, Mega Turbo. That's what we wanted to see. We have energy in here.
Well, we had the
don't.
one, but
yeah, it got shuffled back. So, I guess we bring this one up.
Silly little Psyduck.
Because we have Olympia to kind of get us out of this jam.
Do we get a damage chain something next?
I hope so.
That'd be funny. We should do
So he's just going to bring the Carbink up, of course, because it has Safeguard and stuff.
But Garbodor.
Yeah, I know. He's just going to accelerate, though. Because that 20 damage is actually extremely relevant. It's just, the only difference is that Olympia is just going to... Oh, he's putting strong energies on that thing.
Not too loudly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is not enough. Is 8 enough? 8 would be enough if I had a way to discard one.
Olympia and then damage change? Because Olympia would heal the Mega Mewtwo, so
yeah,
but 20.
But he just kills us because he's got 240.
Yeah. I'm not good at math. Do it anyway.
No. We're gonna Olympia into this thing.
Gotcha.
And then we're gonna attach that. How many Seekers does he have left? 1. Okay. If he wants to kill the Garb, he's actually going to have to bring the Zygarde out to do it. He would discard 3 energy. Okay, so he's going to put another Zygarde down. Yeah. He's going to VS Seeker for the N. Come on, Lysander. That's not a Lysander.
Yeah, you'll top it.
So there's a Fighting Fury belt. I see a Diamond Gift here for 20 damage. I hope I top it. Not that it really makes... Well, actually it would. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. He has Lysander in his hand. Ugh. Okay, so he's playing a... Oh, he's only got 4 cards left in his deck. Okay, so why did he play the Trainer's Mail then? You just play the Lysander and win the game, dude. Okay, so apparently we just don't win against fighting because Safeguard and this thing does 240. Alright, well, that one didn't go quite the way we wanted it to, but the other two... I mean, we were able to kind of show the strength of the deck.
I think it was pretty balanced.
I mean, it's obviously, you know, it's not like this thing's going to take the whole format by storm, but I do think that, you know, it's got quite a bit of potential. If you can get damage change working properly, it's pretty effective. So, anyway, that's our Mega Mewtwo deck, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.